We take great pride in playing offensive line at Duke University, and every single one of them grinds in the weight room from January on. And you know, the best five will play, and we'll rotate in a lot of guys, and guys have stepped up, and you'll see a lot of that throughout the course of our season. Multiple guys playing. We don't just play five, and they have worked hard. They got great eyes, great feet, great energy, great work ethic. And, you know, they've earned the right to be recognized as one of the better groups in the country. I know that Austin Davis, my assistant, and I had to put together, you know, a full half of a game, about a 20 to 30 play highlight reel of the guys. And it was really, really fun to do because you kind of get a chance to see the trees through the forest a little bit and really appreciate the work and the product that they have put together out there. And they've grown throughout the year as well. Like I said, we play offensive line here. We don't play guard or tackle. We don't, and it's important that they know that because it's conceptual learning. And you know, we move pieces around in practice, and it helps them understand their job when they're at a different spot. And you know, depth is huge because you know, it kind of allows the guys to understand that they are replaceable, and so they better work. You know, I feel really good about our second unit, and that's why they've played so much in the games. You know, because all of us are stronger than one of us. And, you know, the grand scheme of things, you know, injuries happen amongst the offensive line every year, every team in the country. You know, very few teams have the blessing of being able to play just five guys for the whole time. And a guy that's taken his first snaps due to an injury in week 8, that's a shame. Whereas if he's got 10 to 12 snaps a game, he's already played 2 full games almost. And so I do believe in developing depth, and I believe in developing depth not only in practice but in games. As long as they earn the right to play through their practice work and create trust in themselves for their teammates, then they'll play for us.
As the weather cools down, the season heats up, and we've come to the final stretch of the college football regular season. Welcome into the Blue Devil Tower. I'm Rebecca Fiorentino alongside head coach David Cutcliffe. And overall, it's an exciting and interesting time of year, with college football teams trying to earn bowl eligibility, reach conference championship games, and even some pushing to make the college football playoffs. Coach, in its 6th year, what's your view of the impact of the college football playoff on the sport?
Well, I think it's been exciting for the fans. It's exciting television. I think a little bit of separation right now in college football exists where there's an elite level of talent. And you see that's kind of where the run happens. The rest of us, there's a lot of other prizes. You can still win conference championships and not be in necessarily the Alabama, Clemson, LSU. I could name probably 12. Ohio State I should mention right now. But I think where we are, it still goes back to they remember what you do in November. To every college football player, even if you're having a tough year, you're going to remember if you're a senior what you did in November of your senior year. I love this time of year in college football. I can be a coach and a fan. And certainly I'm watching what's happening in the playoffs like everyone else.
And let's bring it a little closer to home now. Within the last year, your team has played 3 of the 4 programs that made the college football playoffs. You mentioned Clemson and Alabama, plus Notre Dame. What have those contests showed you about Duke football from the standpoint of where you are and where you want to go?
Well, I think that's a great question. I told our staff this. I think that if you're going to reach that status, and some of them have 5 or 6 people on each side of the ball that are elite playmakers. At a given time, their athleticism, their talent is so elite, they make all of those critical plays. For us and our best teams here, we've had some critical playmakers when we were Coastal Division champions. Think about it. There were some elite players on that team. So for us, you're always trying to, everybody you recruit, you want to be elite. But if you got a Jerry Jeudy, let's just use him. he changes the game. Go and play man coverage. Come on. You know, you could go down a list of defensive linemen. I think the Clemson team a year ago wins the national championship without that defensive front. So I think that was great for us to see. You also have to have quality depth. Right. As a season wears, you're going to lose players. I don't care if you're Alabama or Duke. You have to be able to replace. You have to be able to step up. So, yeah, I have my eyes on that. I think that's our goal. We need 4 or 5 if we can get them, but literally 2 or 3 for sure, elite playmakers on both sides of the ball, a solid kicking game, and 2 deep that can play, you're in contention. And so that's what we've got to try to build every single day.
Well, today on the show, we're cooking up something good, meeting the team nutritionist and Trey Hornbuckle, and then finally get you highlights of the Syracuse game.
Coach David Cutcliffe's Duke Football Show is brought to you by Gatorade. Win from within. By the Governor's Highway Safety Program. Don't drink and drive. You're smarter than that. And by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Continental Tires are built for the road that connects you to all of life's journeys. And for nearly 150 years, we've been developing tires to fit your needs. Each Continental Tire is designed to give you precise handling and traction in all seasons, and a quiet, comfortable ride wherever the road takes you. You're at your best when you're doing what you really love. We're at ours when we're helping you get there. Continental Tire, for what you do.
The season is here. And it's time for our best offer of the year during the Ford Black Friday event. Now, for a limited time, get 20% estimated savings on select 2019 Ford models, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. The Ford Black Friday event ends soon, so hurry in today. Now get 20% estimated savings on select F-150s and Rangers, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards, only at your Carolina Ford dealer. Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Welcome to the 3rd floor of the Blue Devil Tower, where the team has training table and eats Monday through Thursday. Rebecca Fiorentino joined with Trey Hornbuckle, senior captain on the team, and our lovely nutritionist, Beth Miller. Today, we're cooking up something good and getting to know Trey's nutrition, diet, journey, and how he got to looking lean, mean, and ready to play on the field, right?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
All right, so Bev joined when you were a sophomore.
Yes.
And you met with her right before the Quick Lane Bowl.
Yes.
What was your goals going into it, and why you wanted to meet with Beth, and why your diet was so important to you in playing football?
Well, I had gained a little too much weight over the season, and so I could tell during the games, I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling as well as I should have. So I needed to meet with her. I was like, you know, I want to lean up, get more lean so I can move faster and not get as tired as I am now. And so we met briefly before the Quick Lane Bowl. She gave me a brief kind of idea of what I need to do. But after that, when I came back for the off season, we really hit it hard. She sent me a plan. She helped me out with the menus. I was able to go get certain foods from different places in West U, and that's helped me tremendously through my journey.
Beth, what's the first thing that you ask these guys when you meet with them?
Yeah, no, I just like to meet them where they're at, ask them what they're already doing, and then see how we can tweak it. There's ways to keep their favorite foods still in there, and then we just change it based on time of the season, what their goals are. So that's what I did with Trey. Just sat down, got to know him, got to know what he likes, what he doesn't like, and went from there.
All right, well, I can't be the only one who wears this hat. We're cooking food today, so I got you guys some hats. Here's one for each of you. And then, of course, you know, I come from an Italian family. And in our Italian family, we always like to wear some nice aprons. I brought some from home. This is my famous Italian family one. Well, we're looking good now. Chef Hornbuckle, you are ready and dressed for the job. So are we today. We're cooking up. Beth, tell us what we're cooking.
We've got some grilled chicken breasts for our...
Oh, it's protein.
Yep, our lean protein. We've got our sweet potatoes for...
starches.
Yep, and we've got zucchini.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever cut a zucchini before?
Never
Are you a
cut.
cook in general?
Not really. I mean, I make good breakfast, but
Okay.
you know, I depend on my roommate, Ben Wyatt, for the good cooking.
Ben Wyatt's a good cook in
Great
the...
cook.
Okay.
Great cook.
Ben Wyatt, we're coming for you for a meal.
Oh, yeah, he does. He shows his skills very often.
All right, so Beth, let's teach him in your first time you're ever cutting a zucchini.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, so grab the knife. I'm going to start by just cutting the ends off. Put them off to the side. And then make a nice long slice down the middle of it.
Don't cut your fingers. We don't want to go to the hospital here. So we've got some olive oil. I'll go ahead and put that in here. You need some over there for the sweet potatoes as well. A little bit of olive oil. What's something that you ate before that you completely took out of your diet and don't really eat anymore?
I wouldn't say there's not things I don't eat anymore. It's just I don't eat as much of. Like my favorite thing to eat is barbecue ribs.
Ooh.
That is I can eat them every day of the week, along with chicken wings. So essentially, I had to take those out for a little while. I had to take out French fries. I took those out, and I went for a really long time. Like I want to say 7 months without eating French fries.
That is hard.
You know, it was definitely.
I don't know if I could do that.
It was very difficult. You know, when I would go order things from West U, I would always get like fruit or a side salad, which I don't like salad, but it helped me eat my food because, you know, I get the salad out the way first and then enjoy the rest of my food.
When you meet with these football players, what's really the key emphasis in having these training tables for these guys?
Yeah, the training table, I like to treat it as a learning lab. So we set it up perfectly for them to build their performance plates. This is how I educate. This is how Trey really learned how he needed to build his meal plan was through the performance plate. And training table is set up perfectly for that. We have 2 vegetables, 2 hot starches, and then we do 3 proteins for them to be able to build their plate nice and balanced. We have salad bar, deli station, and then we do have that area for them to be able to treat themselves and have a little bit of dessert sometimes as well.
So when you first met with Beth, how much weight did you lose?
First time, I want to say I lost about 10 pounds.
Okay.
And then...
But as a football player, it's important to maintain that weight.
It's definitely important to maintain the weight. I maintained it for a while until camp came, and I put on about 5 pounds of good weight just because, you know, as a D lineman, you got to have weight on you. You can't be out there playing light. So I put on about 5 pounds.
Your weight's a little different than, let's say, like a Quentin Harris, huh?
Oh, it's a lot different. A lot different. A lot different. So, you know, I just put on 5 pounds of good weight. I feel good, and I still feel good now.
All right, Beth, I'm going to have to meet with you after this, too.
No, definitely. That's the way to go.
All right, well, come on. We all have to have a little guilty pleasure here. I know you said ribs is yours. Do you like sweets at our... What's your guilty pleasure?
Cheesecake and banana pudding.
Cheesecake. Ooh. Speaking after my own heart, do you have any food that you just can't eat?
Mushrooms.
What do you have against mushrooms?
The texture, just the look. They're not meant to be eaten, in my opinion.
Well, don't you worry. I have some mushrooms just for you.
Oh, no. They're not for me. They might be for Beth.
Oh.
But the mushrooms are...
Mushrooms are so good.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
Try one.
I will not try mushrooms.
Fine. Maybe one day we'll get you to try them. Yep.
Yeah.
If that's the one food you won't eat.
That's the one thing I will eat.
I guess I can live with that.
All right, well, I think we worked hard here today. We had the chicken cooking on the grill, zucchini, sweet potatoes. Now we got our finished product. You guys ready to dig in?
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Beth, explain the composition of how beautiful and colorful this plate is.
Yeah, this is a perfect performance plate for a hard training day or a game day. Half the plate is full of carbohydrate. That's why we added the bread to get a little extra boost. A quarter of the plate being lean protein, and at least a quarter of the plate those colorful fruits and vegetables.
And for dessert, some cheesecake, right, Trey?
Definitely.
Maybe not every night.
No, not every night.
But treat yourself sometimes.
I definitely treat myself.
All right, well, let's dig in. That's good. I think you did good, Trey. You're going to cook this at home now?
Oh, definitely so. Definitely, now that I know what to do.
Exactly. There we go. Lessons with Beth. Trey, thanks for being on right here with us. We look forward to seeing you on the field.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Even a bad day fishing's better than a good day working.
Yeah.
When we're born, we're more alike than we are different. Then somewhere along the way, we start to believe the more distant we are from each other, the more different we are. It's only when we venture into the world that we see all we share. Maybe that's the power of flight. Delta isn't flying just to bring us together, but to show we were never that far apart.
Major auto accident. Let's do what we do.
Serious injuries. Clearly our driver's fault.
So what's the plan? Delay? Deny?
What?
They called the law offices of James Scott Farron.
I think you should handle this one.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call on the Hurt Line, the law offices of James Scott Farron, right now.
No, you handle it. No, I insist. You handle it.
Duke Football 360 with Dave Harding.
Being able to throw the football is an important part of offenses across the country, not only in the NFL, but also in college. And one of the big ways and best ways that you can defend against that is by having tremendous pass rushers up front. Duke has several really talented ones, but one sticks out this season. Victor Dimukeji, number 51, the 6'2", 265-pound junior out of Maryland. He leads the team in sacks so far this season and does a great job of attacking quarterbacks each and every week. We're going to take a look today at a few plays of how he's able to do that on a week-by-week basis. This is against Georgia Tech, lined up over the left tackle. Here's Dimukeji right here. Initially, the left tackle makes a good set, actually does a good job of getting his hands on the pass rusher right there, to where Victor Dimukeji's initial pass rush move is slowed down a little bit, just a simple speed rush off the outside. But this is where the upperclassman for the Blue Devils really goes to work. Watch the inside hand, his left arm and shoulder, rip through the block after he misses the initial swat to get his arms down. He keeps working through it, is able to flip his hips, get up the field for a sack. This is a really cool angle of it here. Here's Dimukeji, the left tackle, working against him. Dimukeji tries to swat his hands away, misses. The offensive tackle gets his hands on his chest, but this is the rip technique. Watch the left arm, gets through there, and watch his hips. Initially starting off to where his hips are pointing straight up the field, and you'll see a complete 180 right here as we pause it of Victor Dimukeji's hips up the field, back toward the quarterback, showing tremendous flexibility and athleticism to be able to run, dip around, get low through the offensive tackle, flip your hips back up the field, and wrap up on the quarterback for a pivotal sack in the game against the Yellow Jackets. Here a little bit later, Dimukeji again at defensive end, not necessarily worried about contain, as you see defensive ends often do, because he's in a little stunt game here with defensive lineman / linebacker Chris Rumpf, who we talked about earlier in the show. Rumpf gets contained. Dimukeji is able to penetrate inside on the right tackle. And this is a bad position to be if you're the right tackle, but even worse, if you're the quarterback. Dimukeji really with a straight line up the field to the quarterback. What offensive linemen are taught to do here is apply pressure to the near hip and back to try to collapse that down and force the defensive lineman away from the quarterback and into the ground to keep at least somewhat of an open passing lane for the quarterback to work in. Watch the strength, though, of Dimukeji through the entirety of this pass rush. The tackle is essentially on top of him, pushing with all of his might right here through his back down. Dimukeji never once hits the ground, stays on his feet, gets extremely low, and explodes through that to wrap up around the quarterback's legs and come up with a sack. Here it is in full speed. Dimukeji continuing to work to come up with an explosive play for the Blue Devils in the pass rush game. He leads the way for Duke, but you see examples of this in the pass rush technique with the dip and rip, the constant pursuit of the football show up all over the line of scrimmage for the Duke Blue Devils because they know it's important. Yeah, secondary play is great. You've got to have good coverage down the field. But if the ball never leaves the quarterback's hands, things are going to go well for the defense.
In the backfield, takes the snap, looking to throw. Here comes pressure, flush, chase from behind and sacked. Victor Dimukeji got him again. Back at the 39-yard line. Graham out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, play fake. Looks like he wants to throw. Running out of time and going down. Back at the 18-yard line, Victor Dimukeji one more time.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
When we're born, we're more alike than we are different. Then somewhere along the way, we start to believe the more distant we are from each other, the more different we are. It's only when we venture into the world that we see all we share. Maybe that's the power of flight. Delta isn't flying just to bring us together, but to show we were never that far apart.
Continental Tires are built for the road that connects you to all of life's journeys. And for nearly 150 years, we've been developing tires to fit your needs. Each Continental Tire is designed to give you precise handling and traction in all seasons, and a quiet, comfortable ride wherever the road takes you. You're at your best when you're doing what you really love. We're at ours when we're helping you get there. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
The Game Breakers, presented by Vivid Seats, official partner of the Duke Blue Devils. See more and sit closer with vividseats.com/Duke.
Boone waiting the snap, gets it, looks quickly left, throws it for Blakeney, caught it at the 20, sidesteps the tackler, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Blakeney! Now the punt is going to be fielded at the 47-yard line by Crowder. Nice fake, got a head fake, here he is to the 30, 20, good night, 10, 5, touchdown Jamison Crowder. And the Blue Devils take a 16-10 lead.
Coach Cutcliffe's game analysis.
This is obviously a game that no one would have predicted this outcome, a game you're favored going in, a Syracuse team that had struggled. Of course, we're a Duke team that had struggled. When you come out of one like this, you're battling a little numbness, almost very difficult to think clearly. The direction you take is certainly got to be together. This is the time, and all I can liken this to, and it's nothing quite like it, but I've been through family circumstances that have been really tough. And when families are challenged in the most difficult times, you get closer. That's our choice. This is about as tough as it's going to get for us. We haven't gone through anything like this really even since we've been here. And when the wheels come off, I take full responsibility first and foremost, and that's not coach talk. That's deeply how I feel. From practice schedules to the quality of our practice to why everybody's even here falls on me. But what we have is a time of accountability, but not woe is me. I don't want to see anybody hang their head or have this attitude that, you know, I'm all beat up, we all suffer and we all climb out of this. First, I can tell you, we will not let this define us. Secondly, we will not let this defeat us. You're one score down. This has been the story over and over, even in these bad defeats. You're one score down starting the third quarter, and we started offensively with 3 straight horrendous turnovers. One a pick six, another pick, and a fumble, and we put ourselves where our defense is in a very difficult point. They're back on the field again, or the short field for the Syracuse offense. Syracuse did a great job after that. Now let's talk about a few things that are reality, probably pretty obvious. Defensively, we can't win if people can run the ball like that on us. 286 yards rushing, some of it, late, but that's not typically who we are. And we had gotten the ship righted in the first half. Offensively, since we've been here, we hadn't been a turnover team. But we also have to be able to throw and catch and be on the same page much more consistently than what we're doing. We let a team tonight define us by loading the box. And then there's 2 things. We didn't run it well. You have to run sometimes versus a loaded box. And the other thing is we didn't beat man coverage. We didn't separate. We didn't throw it. We weren't consistent. Created a couple of interceptions. So some of these things are the obvious. What is obvious to me is the only path is intense study by all of us, the staff, and intense work by all of us, including the players. That's the mentality we're going to have. We're not going to go away, and we've got a lot of work left to do in front of us. We'll see you next week.
The holder is Jackson Hubbard. Good snap, good hold. The kick is on the way. Plenty of leg, and it is good. What a kick. A new personal best. 51 yards and some momentum here right before halftime.